we're adjusting for these different trays, then how many turnip seeds should I?
Hey all, how's it going? Long time no see. The year 2020, and it's mid-April, and we're getting ready for our planting. So the reason I haven't posted in forever is because I've been busy with my other company, and it absorbs 100% of my work time and free time, plus my family. So I had to set things aside. And now this year, because of the circumstances that we're in, meaning COVID-19, it's a good opportunity for myself and my son, who's maturing now, and he's eager to help and learn things now. And so he has university that he's doing at home and finishing at home. And in the meantime, we're just working together to try to make things work. So what we're going to do, we're just planting for ourselves this year. So we're going to do, we're going to maximize the area in the greenhouse or the hoop house, and we're planting seedlings right now in the trays. And what we're doing today as well, we're getting it all, making sure all the equipment works, and we're getting it all ready. So far, we've made sure that the water hoses work. And it's possible this year that I may set up an irrigation system with a gravity feed, but I don't know yet. That's still in the works, or that's still as a part of a vision, but it's not a priority right now. So we've already purchased all our seeds. It's a perfect time for us to plant. We could have planted a little bit earlier, but again, I have certain time constraints, and I am teaching my son and teaching him what I've learned in the past several years. And so he'll gain a huge interest, a great knowledge on the practicality of growing. And hopefully I can pass that information on to you as well. And I'll just go around and I'll show you some detailed stuff of what we're doing. And this video hopefully will be short and sweet. Okay, thanks. So over here, the Grillo is, I got it operating and it's working great. It hadn't been run, it was only running once last year. So it was carboned up fairly bad, but it was just bad gas. I think ran the bad gas out of it, and it runs great. And what we're going to do is we're going to plow all this, give us some fine soil, and we're going to plant some leaf greens right away. So we're going to be planting 2 different kinds of spinaches, kale. What else are we planting down here, Ben?
Cauliflower.
Oh yeah, we're going to plant cauliflower, but that's going in trays first. And you can see right now what Ben is doing. So what we're doing here in these trays, and you can see we're using the larger trays, which is probably better for the amount that we plant, and that we'll have some nice big seedlings to transplant, and they're healthier and they're more mature and they're less susceptible to not working. Mind you, I've always had fairly good success in transplant. I'm not too concerned, but this is the better way to go, to have larger trays. Last time I was using trays where they had sets of 50, and these are sets of 18, much better. And you can see now we're starting to label. So we have the label here. Oh, this one is our Detroit beets. Those can be direct seed, but we're going to do a transplant. We have the sow date, and then when we transplant, we're going to have the transplant date, and this is a permanent marker. And what we're going to do then is we'll put the transplant date down, and then after that we'll commit to our growing schedule. So here's how we're laid out now, and here's the schedule that we made out yesterday. This is a partial schedule only as far as we're going. So I have all the items listed down here, and I have whether it's a direct plant or a tray plant. And then we're starting in week 2 of April. This is what we're planting today. And then next week we're planting here, which will probably be mostly partially field and staggered planting week 4, and of course starting in May. And then, you know, next week or during the week, I'll continue to fill this schedule up so that we have a fairly good organized idea of what we're going to do. And, you know, the idea of a schedule is just to give us some organization. It doesn't have to be followed exact. The idea is to give us something to go by so that we have something concrete, some concrete idea of where we're going. I have some patching to do in the plastic of the hoop house, and I think I'm just going to use some Tyvek tape, or I may buy tape specifically for the plastic, but it's really not important. The important thing is just to make sure that it doesn't rip and tear. And we also took care of the hoses. We have some new hoses, and we got rid of the cheap plastic hoses. You know, initially I bought cheap plastic hoses. Probably not the best idea, but sometimes you do those things because the initial cost is attractive, and then you get burned later on because it only lasts maybe a season. And we're probably going to be using this today, this seeder. There's another seeder out there that's better, but it's a lot more expensive. And I have been doing it just by hand. It works. Doing it by hand takes a lot longer, but it works really good. And we're also going to be planting some nice pots that we can put around the house as well. And those will just be hanging flower pots, draping flower pots, and, you know, just to make the house look attractive. And yeah, so this is my first post in a long time, and hopefully I'll become consistent and I can share with the new subscribers that I have, and just see how you do it in a simple way. We're here to grow food and to learn from one another and just enjoy the process of growing our own food, because when you have your own food, the taste, the flavor is just so much better than what you can buy in stores, unless you have another organic grower that you're purchasing off of. But the small farms, small growers simply can do a better job, simply because of not only the unique products that they grow, but also, you know, the fact that they don't hurry the process. Okay, till next time, keep hanging in there, be safe, and it's easy for us to self-isolate out here because where we are. Those people in the city, you know, I hope you get the chance to just enjoy this. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.